I guess I'll just say something first, and you guys can ask whatever you want. Yeah, I just again, when we started this journey this year, I think our goal, our mission was to try and get into the NCAA tournament, and you know, we accomplished that, and it's a tremendous feeling. You know, I had the guys that are at my house today watching, and to experience that, it's second to none. It's why you put all the work in, and you pay your dues, and all the sacrifices these guys make to put yourself in that position. And believe me, it's been an excruciating 3 days. You know, leading into this, and we knew it was going to be a very close decision. But I'm thankful that we played the schedule that we played, and we had the success that we did, and just proud and happy for my seniors that have been, you know, with me from day one, and I wanted those guys to go out, you know, with an NCAA tournament appearance, and now, you know, now it's time to, you know, to try and be motivated. We've had good practices, and excited about our possibilities here in the tournament.
It seemed like a lot of the big name prognosticators had you guys out at around 2 o'clock this afternoon, so I'm sure you saw that. What were you thinking at that point, and then obviously the emotional side of seeing the logo up there and getting in?
Well, you knew that you were in a conversation with a very select group of teams that were still, you know, being mentioned, and then there's always a team or two maybe that people don't think aren't going to make it and end up not making it. So even though it wasn't not looking promising maybe an hour before, we still held out hope that, you know, our quality wins, our quad 1 and 2 wins, you know, done on the road and in neutral sites would pay off, and they did. And that's, you know, part of, you know, as a program philosophy of scheduling hard in the non-conference, going to Kansas. You know, we're in a power conference, we're in the Pac-12. We don't have to go to Kansas, but you know, it paid off because we did, and our other neutral wins helped as well.
What do you think about getting the play-in game, Bobby? One less day to prepare, Syracuse. How do you see that all kind of coming
I mean, it's a single game situation. We'll get to work and start looking, you know, at Syracuse, and we do have the extra day that we now play on Wednesday, which is you know, beneficial for us in terms of our travel coming from the West Coast. So, but yeah, if you're in the tournament, that's all that matters, and we're in Dayton, and you know, that means you know, that we have a chance to compete for a championship, and you know, if your name wasn't called, then you can't do that. So you know, we're going to try and attack the game, and you know, I know that our guys, based on, you know, the meetings we've had the last couple of days and the practices, that they're highly motivated and looking forward to an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament.
Coach, take us back through that reaction in the living room where people were jumping and screaming. Y'all went swimming as well, and just that emotion.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, because there was, again, it was excruciating, you know, and that's the word I'm going to use to sum up how I felt for like the last 3 days. Just, you know, you're watching so many games, you're thinking about possibilities, which teams are winning, which teams are losing, and how that impacts your chances. And I knew it was going to go right down to the wire based on how we finished the season. We lost a lot of close games and didn't finish right, but we have a chance to redeem ourselves now. But yeah, it was, so all the emotion of maybe, not like we're sitting there as a 1 or 2 seed wondering what region we're going, like we were wondering if we were going to be in the field. So it made it more emotional. And then just for the first time to do it here in Arizona State with the group of guys that I have so much respect for, it was rewarding. So we took advantage of the weather and the beautiful place that we live in to celebrate quickly and jump around and then jump in the pool quick.
How quickly did you hear from Danny? He was more excited than you would look like by the video I saw.
Yeah, I saw the video and I was moved by the video, just seeing how he reacted. And again, I went in the pool right away, so I didn't see the video for several minutes. But you know, he was the first call that I made after you know, greeting everyone in my house that was watching. And you know, he's such a good brother, and we have such a strong relationship. And you have no idea how much more pressure he put on himself this morning. And you know, I felt terrible that he was thinking about that. I just said, hey man, go out and have fun and win a championship. But you could tell that, you know, he knew where we stood, and he let his players know that, you know, they were going to empty the tank and try and win a championship this morning.
How quickly did he call you after they lost today?
We didn't speak on the phone. We exchanged text messages, and then we spoke after the brackets were announced.
Can you say say excruciating? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I just think it's just the scenarios you play, and you know, you're looking at all different people that are making projections. You're watching all these conference tournaments wrap up. You're seeing what teams are doing. You know, I had lists of teams that I was looking at and seeing what their you know, season looked like, who they were beating, who they lost to. You know, how do we stack up against that team? I mean, at this point, that's really all I could do, other than, you know, the time that I'm spending with the guys on the practice floor. So, and you put yourself through hell, because you know, I put us in that position, unfortunately, where we had to scramble, and we didn't close out some games that we could have closed out. And it wouldn't have been as hard on us. But so yeah, I mean, I had to suffer and put myself through that, and it was worth it. I feel great right now.
Is there anything in your career that you've gone through that compares with that experience?
I mean, not in terms of, I mean, I remember the pressure I felt the day of the conference championship at Buffalo, knowing that what we put in, and as a mid-major, that we had to win the championship. You know, you want to play in the tournament, you know, then go win an automatic bid, and then you could go. So that whole day, it was like a 9 o'clock game. I really put myself through something that day. But this was multiple days, though, just because of, you know, us losing early in Vegas and then having to just wait out and see everything play out.
You said it put you through hell, but is there a positive that you can take from, you know, being one of the last teams in and not knowing you were going to be in just about an hour ago?
I mean, this is the NCAA Tournament, and we're in it, and we're in it at Arizona State with a group that I love to coach, and I've really you know, created some unbelievable memories for me this year. You know, the wins we've had and the season we've had. So to get another chance to keep going with them in this event is the silver lining in maybe going through some hard times and wondering if we were going to make it.
Now, it's kind of rare that you actually played against Tim when you were in college, and then you saw the zone that Coach Hopkins runs at Washington. I mean, do you feel like you're familiar a little bit with what they do?
Well, I know that they do it as obviously everyone knows that they do it as well as anybody. So we're going to have to work hard the next 2 days against it and trying to simulate it the best we can. I think the one thing we have in our favor is that a lot of teams have zoned us in league play, and so we have the experience of playing against more zone-oriented teams.
It's an easy question to ask now, but do you feel like during the stretch when you guys had the weight of making the NCAA tournament on your shoulders, right now that you're in, maybe that pressure is gone and maybe that frees you up a little bit to be back?
I mean, I hope so. I think that the guys look really motivated, fired up. I mean, the way we celebrated, even this morning, the way we practiced this morning, you know, I just saw a bunch of guys that are hungry and want this opportunity, and so I feel good about like where we're at, and that, you know, in these scenarios when you got great guards that can make plays, you know, it helps in these tournaments. So, you know, didn't help us as much, unfortunately, in Colorado. You know, Colorado shot 12 for 21 from 3, which a lot of teams don't do ever, and a lot of things kind of worked against us in that game. But you know, we're excited. You know, we've been in a lot of wars, we've been in a lot of close games, and that also helps, I think, in the NCAA tournament.
Coach, you said that this is going to be a redemption, kind of proving yourself. What is this team still have?
Well, I think we came full circle. No one thought anything of us coming into the year, really. We had just kind of middle-of-the-road expectations. We made such a big splash. We got all the way to the top, and you know, we started getting close to the bottom. But we survived. We pushed through. We lost a lot of close games. Went through a lot of things, and now we have a chance. You know, for anyone that would question or justify, you know, question whether we should be in the field, we have a chance to go prove ourselves why we belong, and so that's exciting for the guys as well. Thank you, guys.